Y'all, we're making hot chocolate bombs. Come on. Welcome to Highfalutin Low Carb, the random web series where we find and test the best low carb recipes this crazy internet has to offer. Today, we're going to be tackling something a little bit different. I thought we'd do something fun together. We are going to attempt hot cocoa bombs. Stay tuned. All right, guys, hot chocolate or hot cocoa bombs. You've seen them everywhere. They've been in just about every magazine and on every Pinterest board and in every video online for the last few weeks for sure. And I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring and attempt this with you guys. It's been a while since we've seen each other, and I definitely wanted to get a video out before Christmas. It's been a hectic December, but let's spend some time together and see if we can put together something that looks a little bit like some of these gorgeous little things that we've seen all over the internet. But before we begin, I need to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, and that's for Green Chef. Green Chef is an online meal delivery service that we have honestly fallen in love with over the past couple of months. It's been so nice knowing that on a busy weekday or even a weekend, instead of your eyes wandering to the takeout menus, you know that you've got some meal options in the fridge already ready to go. And these things are delicious. They're chef inspired. You get these nice little cards that show you exactly how to make each step of the recipe, step-by-step instructions. And the sauces are made, the dressings are made, all of it's pre-packaged and portioned perfectly for the number of servings that you're ordering, and a lot of it is already prepped for you. Now, Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company, and they offer dishes for a variety of lifestyles like vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and the one that I choose, keto meal options. These are delicious. A lot of the ingredients are organic, and it's just high quality proteins and put together in such very interesting ways. This is one of the new meals that we have kind of fallen in love with recently. They're the shrimp Caesar salads. It's green kale dressed in creamy lemon Dijon sauce with shrimp and butternut squash and hazelnuts. Like, who would have thought to put butternut squash and hazelnuts on a Caesar salad? But that's the sort of technique that I enjoy most about Green Chef, is learning new recipes, learning new techniques and flavor profiles that really I wouldn't have thought about otherwise, but now I can put into practice whether I'm cooking a Green Chef meal or not. So right now, if you guys want to try Green Chef, they are offering a fantastic deal to you guys. If you will go to greenchef.us/highfalutin80 and use code highfalutin80, you will get $80 off and free shipping on your very first box. So thank you, Green Chef, so much for sponsoring this video. It's sponsorships like yours that keeps channels like mine on the air, and I'm so appreciative for that, and also appreciative of the delicious meals that you have brought in to our home. So thank you so much. All right, guys, if you want to support me, go support them. Use the link down below. Now, let's go make some hot chocolate bombs. All right, guys, so let's get started making or attempting to make our hot chocolate, hot cocoa bombs, low carb version. Hopefully this isn't like the taco battle. I don't know if you've seen my taco battle, but if you have, you know how that went. I'll leave a link to it up here somewhere on the screen. The first thing we're gonna do is make the hot cocoa mix. So I've got a lot of stuff here, and this is really kind of dependent upon what you have in the house. That's what I've done. I've looked at a couple of recipes. This is inspired by some non-keto versions and some keto versions, but the main thing is it's a solid ball of chocolate with a bunch of cocoa mix and fun little things inside that you're gonna pour hot milk over. It's gonna melt and make hot chocolate. So our mix that I'm making is equal parts of three things, and that's an erythritol-based powdered sweetener like confectioner Swerve is what I'm using. Monk fruit, the Locanto powdered monk fruit works. Something that's going to be powdered helps you because it's not granulated, right? So it sort of dissolves easier. So and I'm gonna sift this stuff just to make sure there are no lumps in it. You know me, sift y'all. So equal parts, I'm using 3 tablespoons of each of these. It's enough to do about 3 of these bombs, but you're gonna make as many as you wanna make. These make great gifts and just fun stuff for the kids and adults. This is gonna be 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. This is dark cocoa powder. And I wanna make sure I get it all out of there. And then you kind of want something, now obviously that we're going to use almond milk or cashew milk to make our hot chocolate, and that kind of leaves a little bit watery. It doesn't taste thick and unctuous like a good hot cocoa would that would be made from full milk, which has too much sugar. So to get around that, some people add, there apparently is something called heavy cream powder. I have not experimented with that, but it sounds very interesting. So you could use heavy cream powder, but I know that I like collagen in my coffee. It kind of creates a thick mouthfeel. So I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of chocolate collagen powder. I use the Perfect Keto, whatever you use. It could even be unflavored or vanilla, but obviously we're making chocolate and hot chocolate bombs, so I happen to have some chocolate collagen powder, so that's what I'm going to use here. So just going to sift this together to make sure there's nothing left behind, because see there, you'd have all that. It's going to wind up in something. You don't want all that in there. Get that out of there. So run this through your sieve until that's all gone. Anything that's too large, we just toss out. All right, now give this a good whisk, and this is going to go into our little chocolate bombs once we've got them made. So here is the magic that makes this all happen. I'll leave a link to these down there. These are little silicone molds that are half spheres. So it comes in a pack of 3. They were super cheap. I'll leave the link down there. If you're at home and you want to make these now and you don't want to go to the store, there's a couple of things you can do. If you can get a plastic ball or a clean tennis ball, or even an egg, a large egg, wrap half of it in aluminum foil to make a little cup. Take the egg or the ball out and you're left with a little aluminum foil sphere. You could use that. I actually have, get out of the way, I have this attachment. If you happen to have an Instant Pot, this is an Instant Pot accessory, I guess you could say, and I'll leave a link to this too. This is meant for eggs. This is meant to make like egg loaves. You put this in your pot, but this is silicone as well, and I haven't tried it, but I think I could probably use one of these too. So if you happen to have one of these, or you want to do double duty, and instead of buying these little guys, buy something you can also use in your Instant Pot, I'll leave that there. But first of all, we got to melt the chocolate. We got to temper the chocolate and get it into this little sucker. So I am using, obviously you're going to use a sugar-free chocolate product. I prefer Lily's, or this new brand that I've been trying, Bake Believe. I can find this Bake Believe brand at Walmart, and I can usually find the Lily's in most grocery stores. So I try to stay away from the Hershey's sugar-free chocolate, because it has some maltitol and some other things that kind of can make your blood sugar rise. Even though they call it a sugar alcohol, I tend to stay away from the maltitol. So long story short, Bake Believe has been good to me in doing this and in other recipes, and Lily's always works as well. So I'm going to start out with about 100 grams of chocolate chips, which is roughly one of these bars. You can use the bars or you can use chips. I'm using the chips, but I keep the bars on hand too. This is semi-sweet. You can do whatever you want. White chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever variety you like. Salted caramel chocolate. All right, so at this point, we're going to melt the chocolate. I'm going to do this in about 15-second increments in the microwave. You can certainly do this over a double boiler, just put it over a pot of warm water and slowly melt it. But I find it just as easy to temper chocolate in the microwave these days as the double boiler. So 15-second increments until it's melted, and then we are going to slowly add in a few chocolate chips at a time to bring this chocolate down to about 85 to 87, 88 degrees. As long as we're under 90, somewhere in the 80s generally is where you want to be. And that will allow it to temper so that when it comes out, have you ever seen chocolate have that like white kind of powdery coating on the outside? That's because the chocolate hasn't tempered. It was the wrong temperature. So this will hopefully help with that. And so let's just get started. I'm gonna get my little thing here. We're going to the microwave, and this is going in for 15 seconds at a time until I have something melty, and I'll see you right back here. Okay, so this is out of the microwave, and as you can see, this is really creamy and really melty, and I bet it's hot as fire. 120, 136. Okay, we got to get this down below 80. So the way to do that, you want a good thermometer, quality thermometer, is by adding in a few chips at a time that are gonna bring this down to temperature. I think they call this seeding the chocolate with room temperature chips, right? It's bringing the temperature down. And you don't want to go much lower than about 85, I think is what it is. 80, 83, 85, because it's just going to get too thick to spread. Some people add a little bit of coconut oil or coconut butter to this. Oh, this is looking good. Let's see what the temperature is. Wake up. Okay. We're getting there. It's 124. Okay, so we have gotten our chocolate tempered and cooled to just below 90. And so now here comes the fun part and maybe the hard part. So we've got to fill these up, and you don't want to leave any holes in your chocolate. Now, I usually start with just with about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. It's going to depending on which size of mold you've got. Mine won't be that much. And it's going to be messy, but the point is you want to get this up the sides as flat on the top as you can. Oh no, get out of there, Wesley. Get out of there, sir. Okay. And then this is going to go in the refrigerator because this sets up pretty quickly. You just want the thinnest little layer. Do you see what I'm doing? I don't know if you can see. The point being, can't have any holes. It doesn't matter what the inside looks like because you're not going to see that. That's going to be inside the bomb. You just need the outside to look all smooth and pretty. And what I do is put it on a, sometimes easier to do it in your hand, but then I'm going to put it on this little pan here to put it in the fridge, because if you don't, if one of these bottom sits flat, you'll have a flat bomb, which tastes just as good. But if you're thinking about giving these as gifts, which look really cute bagged in some cute cellophane, decorated really nicely, it makes a nice little gift for somebody who's keto or diabetic, or even if they're not. Most people can't tell the difference with this Lily's chocolate. It's and the bake believe that low carb chocolate has gotten good these days. You don't want to see any purple through the chocolate. You don't want to see any of your mold through the chocolate, because that's where all your powder will spill out. Okay, so I'm going to put this in on here. I'm going to put it in the fridge. I'm going to do another one and let these chill and harden, and we'll be right back here.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, so we are back, and look at our little fella here. He is so firm and ready to be unleashed from his silicone prison here. So this is where it could all go wrong, but should be able to pull away from the sides and lift up. And yes, 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 yes. Beautiful. Look at this little guy. All right, now I'm going to put him in a muffin tin for now because I need to get a warm plate. So I'm going to put a plate, just an empty plate, in the microwave for about 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, so our plate is warm, and you just want this so that you can sort of rub the edges on it to get a nice flat edge so that this all sticks together. And you pull out what will be our top piece, and we're going to put it there. But before we take him off, well, we'll take it out. This is where we fill our, I need a towel. This is where we fill our cup and our bomb. And I'm going to use about a tablespoon of the cocoa powder mix. I'm not going to be able to put much in here. You want about 2 tablespoons of this per 8-ounce mug. And that's kind of hard to do with this particular size thing that I have chosen. And I found it was kind of difficult to find the right size because if you get the sphere mold too large, it's too large to sit in a coffee cup. That's the whole point, right? It's got to be able to fit in a coffee cup. So now what we should be able to do, my hands are shaking because I'm nervous. I feel like I'm on one of those dessert shows on Food Network. This should just go together like that. You don't want any holes. You want to make sure it's completely sealed around the edges and I created a hole with my fingers. See, my fingers are too hot. I've got a little bit of our chocolate left that I can probably on top to seal our hole. Yep. And then I'm going to drizzle some stuff over the top that will prevent that from coming out. Now, there's all kind of stuff that you can put in these things, right? Because some people there are keto marshmallows that you can buy, and I'm not a huge marshmallow fan, but so I've never tried them. But if you know a brand of the keto marshmallows that you like, leave a comment below and let the viewers know what you know tastes good, and you could add some of those to this. Some people put some nut butters in them. You can put sprinkles if you have keto low sugar sprinkles. All kinds of things you can do. Okay, so I've got 3 of the balls ready to go. They're chilling in the fridge and getting ready to be decorated. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can decorate this. I mean, just a plastic, just a chocolate bomb is pretty in and of itself, but it's kind of a festive time. And so you can drizzle some white chocolate on top. What is that? You can drizzle some, white chocolate on top, or make some colored sugar by using some like granulated erythritol or some granulated swerve. Add some red or green food coloring to it and make it a little Christmas sugars. I'm going to drizzle on some, I didn't have white chocolate, I thought I did, but I have some Lily's butterscotch flavor. It's just of course it adds some flavor, but it adds a change of color to the outside of the bomb. So I've got a few of those in here. This is about, I think it's about 25 grams. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Melt this down in 15-second increments, add a few of these and temper it back down until it gets to about 85 degrees. And then we're gonna put it in just a little Ziploc bag that I've turned over a mug. We're gonna put it in that so we can pipe it on top of our little balls. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. All right, so we have melted our butterscotch chocolate, white chocolate butterscotch chips by Lily's. And see if you fold the edges around the cup, that way you don't make such a mess with your bag. So squeeze all this air out and then cut yourself a tiny little tip so that you can just make a nice little drizzle of chocolate. And then that's what we want to do. We just want to have a little decoration. All right, I'm going to let these set up because again, we tempered this chocolate. Put these back in the fridge just for 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm going to heat us up some milk. Got to be really hot milk, and we're going to test these things. So I'll meet you back here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we are back. It took no time at all. Look at these beautiful little boogers. Now, I gotta admit that you guys are gonna be much more talented than I and much more creative than I in decorating these. Like I mentioned, white chocolate and different colored sugars. You could do white chocolate in the bombs. There's so many different options, but I gotta say, this isn't bad for what I could find in the pantry at 1:42 a.m. in the morning. So I'm kind of proud of what we've done here. So the most importantly, what do they taste like? So I've got some really warm, this is almond milk, unsweetened, and I like to add a little bit of heavy cream to it just to give it a little bit more milky flavor. To me, I like it. Let's get an ugly one because I want to save the pretty ones for the photo. So these hold up great. You can package them in some cellophane and they just let people know, make sure they're labeled as chocolate cocoa bombs because you don't want people to take a bite and have a mouthful of powdered cocoa mix. So he goes in, and I hope you can see this. Maybe we'll zoom in on this so you can see it. We just slowly pour over our, got to be really warm milk. Oh yeah, look at it bust open. Oh, wow. I hope you're seeing this. I'm just going to zoom in on it for you. So, oh, look at there. See? It breaks right open. I don't want to do too much because, again, it's you got to find the right, we can put some more in there. You got to find the right size ball because, see, it couldn't be much bigger than that right there. It couldn't be much larger than these right here and fit in a standard little coffee cup like I'm using here, but that looks good. And can you imagine if you're a fan of marshmallows, some of those floating in there or whatever you want to put in it. So here we go. Cheers. I bet it's hot. This one's I gotta blow on. Mm. Super, 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 super. That is so fun. These are so beautiful. Great with the kids, great for adults. Package them up, give them out, or drink them all yourself. It doesn't really matter, just enjoy them. The fact is, low carb, hot cocoa bombs, can it be done? You better believe it. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I really appreciate that. I say it all the time. These videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating. And looking in the end of that camera as often as I can helps keep me honest. So I appreciate that you have come along for the journey. I've got so much planned for the new year. I've got so many exciting things to talk about that I can't talk about just yet, that I'm just sitting on go. So I hope you do want to find out. Make sure you're subscribed. There's a subscribe button down below. If you are already subscribed, make sure you've hit the bell button down below. That'll let you know just as soon as I release a new video, because I'm going to be doing a hard keto reset, I guess you could say low carb reset at the first of the year. I want to invite you guys to join me. So you'll see me again before the end of the year, but 2021, it's our year, guys. It's our year. So I'm excited to share with you what's coming up. So I love you all so very much. I want to thank you again to my sponsor, Green Chef, for sponsoring this video, and as well for the delicious meals. If you guys want to check them out, be sure to use the link down here on the screen. It's greenchef.us. patreon.com/highfalutin80. Use the code highfalutin80 and get $80 off and free shipping on your first box. So be sure to go check that out. Thank you, Green Chef, for sponsoring this. If you don't know what Patreon is, be sure to check out my Patreon account. Think of it as a tip jar for the internet. It allows people like you to enjoy what people like me do here on YouTube. And you can give $1 or $2 a month just to sort of keep the train on the tracks, as it were. So I'm going to be listing all of their names here. These people are true rock stars. They keep this channel afloat, and without them, none of this would be possible. And so we do a lot of things over there, so be sure to check it out, patreon.com. Otherwise, I will see you guys before the end of the year, and then in 2021, anybody who wants to do a full total keto reset with me, follow me on my Facebook page. That's where we're going to be doing it there. So Facebook, find me on there, Highfalutin Low Carb. All right, I love you guys. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you and your family celebrate. I wish you all the best. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.